All right, I'm Red Beard the Hippy here with Lost Circus. And I forgot to check where you guys are based out of.
Nash Vegas,
Nash Vegas?
Nashville, Tennessee.
It's where all the big acts go through there.
Yep, they do. They come here.
Or they live there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they live there, yeah, for sure.
Are we recording? I'm just going to make sure.
Yeah, I started when we set everything
Okay,
up. I started recording, so it'd be
cool.
because then I can go back through and crop and edit like the beginning
Oh
part
yeah,
out, and then
Gotcha.
make sure things are working and doing. Because we're professionals here and all that fun attempted stuff.
Yes.
But so let's see. Since I listened to some of your guys' stuff, let's go ahead and go right on into musical influences. Cause I got my guesses on obviously the Megadeth in the background would be one of the influences there.
That's a huge job. Yeah, melodically, yes. I mean, everybody knows Dave's not the greatest singer, but I still love his style. I love his voice, but that's just me. Um, yeah, for me, it's that, and Judas Priest, Ozzy Osbourne. The '80s stuff for me mostly. I didn't get into a lot of the '70s stuff until I got older, but I grew up on country music in the household, and I still listen to it, and I still write some of it. I'm just a songwriter, so I do a little bit of everything. But yeah, musical influences definitely '80s metal, thrash, heavy metal, hard rock.
See what the other guys have for some of their influences.
Oh, go ahead, Chad.
Yeah, well, um, I'm probably more in the late '80s, early '90s. Definitely had the grunge era for me. My number one favorite band of all time, forever, is actually Faith No More.
What?
Uh, yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah,
You
right.
never mentioned that
Uh,
before.
yeah, right.
Sounds like
Yeah,
he never has either. You guys are in complete shock.
Never.
No, we
yeah,
never
never,
talk.
never.
We're strangers to
Yeah.
each other.
But I also do, dig a little bit of everything. I mean, if it's musical and I dig it, I dig it. I like to think I've taken bits and pieces from multi genres across the years. I've played jazz, blues, rock, metal, a little bit of everything. So
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. And for me, I mean, I'm actually fortunate enough to be out on tour with one of my influences of Queensryche. I've always been really big into the two guitar bands, even though the guitar heroes usually come from single bands like, Jakey Lee, George Lynch, Eddie Van Halen, all those guys. I've just always loved the interplay where, Alice Cooper was one of the first influences with his two guitars, and Stryper, Queensryche, Iron Maiden, Priest, so all of that harmony and interplay has always really been a big influence on me. And I know that finds its way into our music now. So,
I was gonna definitely go with like the some of the '80s style music on the influences. So,
yeah.
but nothing wrong with that. It's just one of those where it's like, okay, is that how you guys write, or is that like
That's
what?
just kind of what comes out. I mean, I always refer to it as modern 80s because there's a lot of production techniques, and we're not tied to formulas and songs. But you can't deny your influences, and it definitely comes through. So I think if the 80s era was recreated all over again and it was brand new, I think would be a part of that, because we love the fun of the 80s, the song structure, the musicianship, but then we've taken what's been learned in the last 40 years and the creativity of other bands and people, and that's all kind of come into where we're at today.
Fair enough. I mean, that's a good answer right there. Well, seeing how uh, the different with like the influences and the idols, you said you went out on tour with or you've toured with one of
Yeah.
them.
Well, I'm actually right now. I'm working for the band Accept. I'm doing their. I'm their on-stage guitar tech and in-ear mixer. But we're touring with Queensryche right now, so I get to watch them play every night.
Yeah, there's some jealousy right there for me. Like there's those bands that you just know who they are, and you're just like, ah. Oh.
Yeah.
So meeting the idols and the influences is it everything that you hope it would be? Because they always say, never meet your idols and your influences.
Oh yeah, well it's really cool actually to be able to sit there and talk to the guys about parts. Like, well, how did you do this on this song? And when I hear this, what were you playing? And that type stuff. So it's actually been very, very interesting. So
that's like deep dive into it.
Yeah, yeah.
What about Chad? Have you met Faith No More?
No, I have not had the opportunity to meet them in person. I have been belly to the stage 4 feet from them, but I saw them actually. Helmet opened up for them in '92 at Jacksonville State Community College in Georgia. And literally, the show was on a stage set up at the other end of the auditorium, or the gym, rather, the basketball gym. And I was belly to the security gate. Could if Mike Patton or Billy Gould would have reached down their hand, I could have smacked it.
That's cool. Have you been able to meet any of the influences or the idols?
Yeah. I actually was lucky enough, did a meet and greet with Primus not too long ago. It was back when they did the Desaturating 7 tour.
Yeah.
Guy was honestly lucky enough. A friend of mine asked if I would take her son to the concert he missed the date in Nashville, and they were playing again in Knoxville. She was like, "Would you be willing to take him?" She goes, "I'll pay for the tickets, and I'll give you gas money." I was like, "Sure, I'll take him, no problem." And she she was like, "Okay, well, I'll get you the tickets and everything." And then she gives me the tickets, and I realize it's this whole VIP. Like, we even did this wine tasting for his Pachyderm wines and all this other stuff. And it was funny because Les actually talked more and was more excited about the wine than he was about the music at all. Like, I guess he's just been there, done that with the music for so many years, and the wine thing is still so new to him. But I did get to, obviously, just rap just really quickly about, let him know. And funny enough, and he would never remember this, but that's actually the second time I had met him. And I worked stage crew at Starwood Amphitheater in Nashville for Lollapalooza '93, and they were the last band. They co-headlined that tour with Alice in Chains that year, and they happened to be the headliner that night. And so as I was going on stage to break down all the stuff, they were coming off, and I stopped him like a young moron because it was my first night working stage crew. And I was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know you're such an influence, and you're great." And he was like, "Oh, thanks so much." And he was super cool and walked on. And of course, next thing you know, the stage manager's got his hand on my shoulder. Don't ever do that again. I was like, okay.
Well, I mean,
But,
if you're
yeah.
gonna do it one time, that's a
yeah.
good one to do it to get the don't do this again.
Yeah, I had one other opportunity. I did some work for the road crew, the road manager rather, for Rush, and he got me 2 tickets to their show and the meet and greet. Of course, I met Alex and Getty, and then of course, Neil always stayed backstage. He didn't do the meet and greets, but it was cool to just briefly talk to Getty and Alex and shake hands. So that was cool.
Got one of my notifications decided to pop up.
Hey, no
And
worries.
Steve looks like he's got the meet and greet passes back there behind him too.
Yeah, I've done heroin a few times with all. I mean, wait a minute. No. Yeah, no. I actually got. I mean, you can buy onto anything, and I've paid for a couple meet and greets and stuff. But my favorite one I did was with Dave at Omni Studios in Nashville here, which is where we recorded. Was it 3 songs, 6 songs, 6 songs, 5 songs before they tore it down?
4.
Four songs. We recorded 4 songs for our new album at the place. You can see right up there. It's us sitting in the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're all sitting in there in the studio, and I got to sit. We had a 30-minute conversation, me and my wife, and there were a couple other people there, but we got to hang out with him and talked a lot of one-on-one stuff that you normally wouldn't. Mostly wasn't about music. Most of it was just about life and stuff. So he was really cool, a lot different than I thought he would be when I actually got to talk. I met him a few times, but to actually get to talk to him is a lot different than than his persona.
Yeah, because some of those guys have a certain persona that follow them, regardless of if it was 40 years ago when they had that persona start, or if it was 4 days ago.
Sometimes it's a character as opposed to, the actual person. Sometimes they play a character on stage,
And that and their handlers have a lot to do with
Yes.
the way when you go to meet and greets and
Yeah.
they're kind of jerks. Dave McRobb is his handler, and he was super nice to us, but he's got a mission, so he was never a jerk to us, but you could tell he could have to be sometimes.
Well, I think that's got to be a whole different level of responsibility that, like, okay, you're responsible for this guy to make sure he does these things and gets to these places on time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
No.
So you said somewhere between 1 to 19 songs that you recorded at the studio for the new
Something like
upcoming album.
We did.
When are people able to see the new album come out, or when are you guys looking at the release date for it?
Next year, at some point, we're going to try to get it out as soon as we can. I mean, we want to get as much as
before summer of 26.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got a bunch of material. We've got 4 or 5 songs completed. We just released the song "Sky," which will be on the album, and we've got another one we're going to be releasing the first of the year, I believe.
Yeah.
I saw that was the new one, and I do reaction review videos and saw that was the newest one. I was like, nope. A little teaser popped up, and I was like, nope. We'll skip over that one. I don't want to, because I like going into the reaction review videos blind and not know what they are.
It's
different when you listen to a couple other songs to be like, okay, I got an idea of what I'm getting. Like, doing interviews is one thing, to be able to ask questions. Like, I got to kind of know what style of music they play, or have some form of questions that aren't the generic ones that everyone's heard already. So yeah, it's because I listened to the one where you had the dancers on the head or on the stage, and then
This
Could have been Broken
Mad.
Shadows, or no, This Place is Mad. This Place is Mad.
That one. And then
The Clown Girls.
Silent Running, or
Uninvited.
There was from a couple of years ago, like a little bit of the older stuff, because
Broken Shadows, probably.
yeah, I think that was one. Yes,
She's a
that
Fire.
That was the one.
Yeah.
I think that was the first one I listened to, and then It's Mad in Here, and then you had, I think it was like Oblivion, or started with an O.
There's
Nope.
Uninvited.
Uninvited, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a full production video.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out which ones are the newer ones. It's like, okay, a couple years ago is a good safe bet of these aren't very new.
Right.
Yeah, that was the first album. Yeah.
So obviously this is the sophomore album that you guys are getting ready to put out.
Yep.
What kind of tour cycle are you looking at with it, or is it more local in the?
It'd probably be more weekend stuff, extended, 4 or 5 day runs, depending on what somebody could set up. But again, like everything else that's going on, it's all about finances. Like, does it make sense logistically to travel 1,000 miles to play one show? Well, if that's the only show, probably not. But if you can set up, 2 or 3 shows in between, get a chance to sell merch, then it makes it worth doing. Because a lot of the bands that I work with, they've toured stadiums, been number 1 on MTV, ruled the world, and to this day, that's still a concern. You're looking at how much is a day and gas on the bus. How many hotel rooms do you get for your crew and for your band? Are we towing a trailer? Are we renting a truck? There's so many things that people just don't realize. It's not that for lack of bands wanting to play. We'd play every day if we could. No. But it's just a matter of finances.
Maybe
it's like
every other day. Like, you got to have that
every other day. Yeah, true.
Like rest a little bit, or if it's certain areas like, oh, we want to go see the scenes.
Yeah, 3 on, 1 off. It's stuff like that. But it's not for lack of wanting to, but also being an original band. We knock around with a number of covers as well, just to have them. but we're out there as an original band. We're not out there as a tribute or something like that. So that's a whole other thing, is finding the right venue and pairing to make that work. Because it used to be, people were all about original music. Now so many places are tight with money. They're safer with a DJ or a tribute band, and they're afraid to risk it, bringing in something new.
Yeah.
So that's, the record company and the promoters have a pretty heavy lift with all that, but we're raring to go, get this album done. And, we know that we can deliver when we get the chance to play. It's just a matter of the venues and making it work.
That he pretty well sum it up for you guys too, or
That's nail on the head,
Yeah.
And we'll open for. We've opened for a bunch of bigger, older bands, and we fit with that crowd. We opened for Accept at the Brooklyn Bowl here in Nashville, which was a fantastic show. And then we've opened for Warrant and Winger and Firehouse. The 80 standards, 80s. We do well in that circuit. We just got to get on board with some other ones and then make our own path.
Fair enough. And I noticed a lot of the 80s bands are still kind of, some of them are still going good. Others have kind of, trying to say, are a shell of what they used to be. Like they have the name and that's what they are able to sell, but they don't have any of the stage presence or the performance ability or age.
Some of that could be could be age. It's also just the touring industry itself, and packaging is a big deal. Putting the right bands together where you can, between the 2 or 3 bands or 4 bands you package, that it will bring enough people to make it worthwhile for everybody.
Right. That's why I see all the big names together now too.
Yeah, and now we've got LED walls in a lot of places, so that allows bands to up their production. Lights are now LED and different forms of lights, so they're not the heavy par cans generally, so you can travel and create a show a lot easier than you used to be able to. So there are a lot of considerations, and again, time. People have, unfortunately, like Ace Frehley, have passed away. There'll never be another chance to see him, and people like that, Eddie Van Halen. But the thing is too. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, so and so's a one-hit wonder," but that's one hit more than most people that have ever lived. So if that's what they can do for their job, and they can carry that, and they love doing it, people keep showing up. Artists love to play, so that's what they keep doing.
Prime example of the one-hit wonder, Vanilla Ice. Like that guy.
Ride that puppy, ride that thing, ride it.
And it's it's been everywhere.
Yeah.
It'll have its waves where it's everyone's doing the ice baby thing, and then it'll go away for a couple years, and then right back out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes there's so many people that are set for life, and their families are set for life off of one hit, and they go out and they play, and that's the last song of the night they do, and everybody goes crazy, and that was worth it, Yep. And then the other thing is too, just having been out with so many bands, is the shock on people's face when they go, "Oh wait, they're still playing? Oh, they have new music? Oh, I had no idea." Because once somebody gets past college and suddenly life takes over and family, and they're not really paying attention, they just know what they knew before. They're not keeping up with stuff. As you know, MTV changed from music to whatever else it is they play.
Yeah, I don't think anybody right now knows what MTV is.
Exactly. That used to be the place,
It's off the air now.
And now you can get music anywhere, anytime. Metallica has the same access through the internet that any unknown, garage band does. Yeah. Because if you can find it online, there it is. And they're all watching on a little, 4 or 5 inch screen and listening to it on
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook has changed the whole game for it, where you can find more music now and granted it might be oversaturated, but you can find more of it now than it used to be, because it'd be like you'd get the little
warnings
or the 20 track sample CDs at the record store. Then you'd go home and put it in, and you're like, "Ooh, I like this one." And you go back to the record store and buy that album because you thought the
sample
sounded cool.
Yeah.
The saturation part you were talking about happened relatively quick and recently, and now all of a sudden it's going to be AI stuff. and everybody and their brother is going to do. They're actually signing. Shit you not. I don't usually swear
because it's
they're signing AI musicians and bands and talent.
Timberland.
And it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
It's the rapper and like producer Timberland has a record label solely for AI artists.
Yep.
And that I heard like 6 months ago.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's insane. I thought it might be a useful tool at some point, but it's going to be to the point where anybody who thinks they have an idea and can rhyme door with chore, they're going to have an album out.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to weed through. I think people will weed through. I think this is going to take over quicker than the oversaturation of the GarageBand days.
Oh yeah, because anybody who's got a laptop and can hit G, F, Y for your drum kit. Yeah. I mean, AI can be a good tool if it's used right. Because
if it's used right,
I know a lot of people. It's a 50-50 mix. It seems like, or people either are using it and are like, 100%. I don't care, and other people are like tenfold against it, where they're no, I'm not using it.
Yep. And I see both sides. I get it. I absolutely.
All you can do as a human is just create with your art. Follow your heart. Trust that your creativity is going to come through. And I mean, you can't pretend that it's not there. Right. You think about all the graphic artists that are they're done because somebody can go, make me a person walking through a field with sunshine and only 3 birds and blah, 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 and describe it. And there it is. And it's done in 2 minutes, as opposed to commissioning an artist and saying, oh, can you change this? Can you change that? And having meetings. And I mean, what would you do? And then you get it for free or the price of a subscription. It's pretty hard to compete with that.
Yeah. But I also noticed, like, with, for, like, Comic-Cons and stuff, they're really big of absolutely no AI artwork. It's got to be all original stuff. And if you get caught selling AI artwork, you get, like, you become the new Pete Rose of the nerd world, basically.
The pariah of the.
Which I can understand that one, where it's, it's comic books and it's that stuff, and people want it to be more authentic, but that's
the thing is, if somebody likes it, what are you going to do? If you hear a song and you don't know it's AI and you go, hey, I like that song, well, you can't make yourself unlike it,
right?
So that's just, it's going to be a reality. I mean, you could almost step it back a whole nother level and go, if something is a drum sample as opposed to the actual drum, well, is that real drums?
That's the argument.
Is a piano sample or a violin sample not a violin?
Like I write words to a song, and I want to hire somebody. I want to hire all of the musicians to do it. I'm not doing it. I'm paying someone else to do what I'm telling them to do. That's the other argument.
Or it's
I get both sides.
It's like an auto tuning on your vocals. Like, that's not actually you doing it. So like,
and all the other people that have done it throughout history, and everybody thinks that, hey, this live raw track of Freddie Mercury was not cut and pasted 3,000 times to make one track. Oops.
What was that Bohemian Rhapsody? They said they did so many takes on that.
Absolutely.
Because you had to get that note just right. And
And now you can do it with a click, and everybody in every genre of music professionally does that.
Well, my thing with, like, I like doing photography and covering live shows and recording them. Like, for me, artists are going to shine better on the live performance stage than an AI is, because
the interaction and
because
holographs aren't that good yet.
I mean, the Tupac one was back in the like 10 years ago. That was something nobody had seen before, but it hasn't come back since.
Well, the thing is, like, I saw the Ronnie James Dio one, and it was really well done, but they weren't trying to say this is Ronnie, or they weren't trying to trick people. It was like a tribute, a salute to him, and the fact that technology could kind of bring the presentation back to life was the appeal, but nobody was pretending, oh, this is really him, But now there's so many things sold off as being real. It's getting harder every day to tell what's legit and what's not. And then the question becomes, does it matter or not? Well, in some cases, yes. In some cases, no.
And there's gonna
Everything's
be a
ones and zeros
market for all of
anyway.
it.
So,
Right.
Like I know with like flyers, that's been the big thing that I've seen lately with the AI stuff that people have been kind of throwing a fit over. They're like, these are AI generated flyers. It's like most artists are, you guys are writing, recording, working a regular job while still trying to promote the stuff. It's not all of us are.
well, Chad's in that industry heavy because he does IT and he's in marketing. So, I mean, they're up against that too, right?
Yeah, we definitely. I mean, we've got clients that have specifically told us that we are not to use AI on any of their products, not even in the creation stages. Like if you can't draw it and create it from nothing, we don't want to see it.
Yep.
Yep.
Huh.
And
There'll be a lot of that
Yeah.
initially.
And I will say, I mean, like there's no lying here, in Silent Running, the video, I put that video together for us, and some of that is licensed footage from like Art Grid that, it was B-roll extra footage that didn't get used or whatever. And the artists, to make a little bit of extra money, they throw it up on this website and you pay for a license to use the website. So they get a kickback, which is great. But some of the clips in that video too, I used a tool called Runway. It's an AI tool. And I basically said, based on the lyrics in this spot right here, I want to see a video, a 10-second clip of this. And so, there are some AI in there. And, I'm hesitant to do some of that because I do understand, just like the musicians, as a musician, you don't want AI taking your job. I don't want to take a videographer's job or a graphic artist's job, but at the same time, I don't have the money to pay them to do some of this stuff. And we've got, we're musicians. We've already done the music. We've worked our asses off to track the music and get it mixed, and we want to get it out there. But we want to add something to it. We want to add a video to it. We want to add, artwork for the the single release or whatever it may be. And sometimes, you just don't have the time or the funds to throw at somebody else. And, the cover art for Sky is not entirely AI, but I used AI to create some of the imagery and then put it in Photoshop and tweaked it because I do some of the graphic design myself. So, like you said a few minutes ago, it's a tool. And if you're using it to, help you along the way, so be it. I would rather be able to let somebody do it with their native ability and be able to pay them for it. But, and maybe if, like Brian said, that one hit, if we have one hit down the road, then maybe we can afford to pay people to do some artwork for us.
Well, it's like obviously you're in IT and marketing, which shows that, and you're a touring, I don't want to say roadie, but
no, tech and mixer. I also mix golf tournaments and the Olympics. So
The audio engineer.
What?
Yeah. I actually haven't ordered my sports Emmy. I was part of the team that won the sports Emmy for the Olympics last year from Paris. But one of many. It wasn't just me singled out, but I was on the team, so we all get one. So
we need to do a Kickstarter to get you.
I know $600 for the statue.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They should give those to you.
So, yeah,
you won it fair and square, Brian. You won it fair and square.
Exactly. I won it. I earned it.
You earned it. You didn't win it here.
Little thing popped up and said we got about 10 minutes. So
what?
Yeah, and it's like 9:30. So.
Oh, look at that.
I got to get to the bus pretty soon, too, because we're on our way to Phoenix. Oh, there you go. There it is. Wait, I thought you said you lost that. It's sitting on your desk. Oh.
I stole it. It's mine, see?
Lost the same thing.
Well, all the rest of them will be here shortly. So
okay. All right. Well, there's...
You better get those fingerprints off of that, Steve. Keep that thing clean.
Well, that would explain why it's like the touring cycles, extended weekends, or a couple days here and there. Favorite place in Nashville to play?
Brooklyn Bowl.
Yeah, Brooklyn Bowl.
And the Cowan was pretty cool.
Cowan
Yeah,
was excellent.
that's
yes.
true.
Yep.
Yes.
Cowan, that was good.
Very cool.
It's at a Top Golf.
Yeah. Very cool venue.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we've all played in different kinds of bands, different tribute bands, cover bands, all kinds of bands. There's a billion places to play here. For original, it's not as welcoming as it used to be. We've played a bunch of places around here too, smaller clubs, which is fine.
I figure Nashville's kind of one of those when you look at it's more country based, but it's starting to broaden its horizon. It's like there's certain cities that are known for its
style.
musical.
Yeah.
I moved here in '97. I know these guys have been around too, but I moved here in '97 from the state of Maine. So it was a culture shock. But the first couple of years I was here, I moved here for songwriting for country music. And I was like, yeah, this is the country town. And we went downtown and there was B.B. King's. I mean, there was blues places. There was some underground metal places. I mean, some people we know were in bands, that came out of here. What was it? Who was it? Was it Dangerous Toys came out of Nashville? Or Every Mother's Nightmare?
Every Mother's Nightmare.
Yeah.
That's
Originally,
funny
they were
for
Nashville.
Dangerous Toys because their singer Jason was front row at the Accept show 2 nights ago in San Antonio. Because he filled in for Accept when their singer got sick. So yeah, he was there, dude, pumping his fist, singing every word. It was great.
Yeah. That's cool.
That is cool.
But yeah. Nashville's I don't want to say melting pot, but Nashville is a conglomeration of music. It's not just
it's becoming
country.
like that in New Orleans and like Atlanta and obviously New York, LA, and that whole like Southern California part's pretty well known for the music, but different styles of music.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and so had so many people move there, it can't help but mix up different genres and styles and influences. So.
Oh yeah. Let's go with one last question. Obviously, about being going out on the road, and this is all post-COVID. Not a whole lot of stuff is open up late after most concerts. Ending at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Favorite gas food or gas station food treat thing?
No idea. No idea.
I would say either the yogurt parfait or the hard-boiled eggs.
I don't eat that. I had you. Yeah. I don't like any of it. I've had the pizza at Racetrack, and I've had the.
But have you been to Buc-ee's, sir?
I've been to Buc-ee's, but that doesn't count. And I got over that quick. We went there like 20 times in 3 years.
So apparently not that quick if it's 20 times.
Yeah, okay. 20 times. We had to stop every time we drove by one when we go on trips.
It's the law. It's actually in the law in some states. You have to stop.
Risk it on the bar.
That one place where it's like, if you're here, you got to go over to this one. You got to go there. And
where are you based out of? Where are you out of?
I'm originally from Kansas, but I live in Nebraska.
You're in Nebraska?
Yeah.
You guys have Buc-ee's in Nebraska?
Not that I know of.
You don't even know what a Buc-ee's is, do you?
No, I do not, but I need to.
You will find out.
Yeah,
you will be assimilated by the Buc-ee.
But I know
it's a huge gas station. There's like 5,000 gas pumps. They have their own ecosystem just to get into the place.
Yeah.
And the food is amazing.
The gas is just the hook. It catches you.
Yeah.
And you get inside, and then you're like, oh, I didn't know you could sell all these things in one place.
Right. 65,000 personal bathrooms.
I didn't know I needed this thing with a beaver logo on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
That's the beaver.
I've seen the stuff. I've never been to one.
No, I was out on tour with the band Bisto Blanco, which is Alice Cooper's daughter and his bass player. They have a band. And the bass player from that band wakes me up and goes, dude, you got to see this gas station. I'm like, you're waking me up in the middle of the night to see a gas station? He goes, no, look out the window. And it was the most massive gas station I'd ever seen. And an hour later, I came out of there like, oh, wow,
Yeah. The first couple impressions are, fantastic.
Yeah. And it's madness 24 hours a day. And everybody's really friendly. So,
Nice.
and we were just talking today, the Bucky's influence. Now that our bus stops at Love's a lot, right? Because he has some type of card with them to fill up. Anyway, they're all super friendly at Love's now, like welcoming you in, asking you if you found everything. I'm like, that's the Bucky's effect. Because a year or so ago, you guys wouldn't even say hey when you walked in the door.
Yeah. They need to transfer that to the McDonald's and all that crap too.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
we can hope.
Yes, exactly. Even if you're just pretending to be nice, just be nice. You know.
Yeah.
So,
There's a guy, he has a phrase here that I'm always seeing it pop up on his thing. It's Justin Strawstone with Nice Enough Entertainment. He's always be decent, treat people decent. And it's like,
yep.
Yep.
as simple as it sounds,
Makes a big
you know,
difference.
It's one of those where it's like some people don't always remember to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
As Bubbles would say, decent.
Well, I appreciate your guys' time. I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah,
end
thank
this
you.
thing before the 1 minute whatever pops.
Don't get
up
cut
on
off in the middle of a word. That would
Right.
be bad.
I've
So,
had that happen with one of the interviews, so I'm like, okay, learn to pay attention to the timer thing now.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
spend the
Keep
money
in
to find
contact
it.
with us and send us
Yeah.
emails or whatever. Or
Oh yeah, I'm
tag
gonna,
us or whatever you want to do. Yeah, whatever we can do to
Yeah.
help.
When I go to post this, I'll make sure I tag you guys and all that stuff. And
Cool.
that's
Cool.
it'll be on Facebook and I know YouTube for sure. But like I know a lot of the other ones, like they have a certain amount of time limits you can put on it. Like
Right.
Yeah.
Instagram is the new popular thing, but it is also
Wherever
Yeah, we'll
it's
just tag
all, it's
to
all
it.
exposure.
Help promote.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One person
Yeah.
helps another one out, and
Yeah.
that's a big thing. But we'll go ahead and end this. I appreciate you guys' time, and
Yes, sir. Thank
man,
you very
I'll
much.
be looking forward to the new album when it comes out.
Excellent.
We'll let you
All
know.
right, man.
All right.
Thank you.
You guys
Have a good night.
evening.
All
See
right.
you, man.
Later.